Hello and welcome to week 2 of the 2024 Evart Wildcats football season, where tonight we have our first conference action of the season between the Evart Wildcats and the Lake City Trojans. I'm Jackson Hayden, the voice of the Wildcats, and I'm excited to bring you another presentation of Evart football here this evening on B1039. Taking a look back at last season's finish to conference play, Lake City finished right behind Evart with a 5-2 record, whereas the Wildcats finished in second with a 6-1 record. The two losses for the Trojans last year were against the top two teams, but last year's matchup against the Wildcats was a close one as Evart squeaked out a 22-12 win. This year, the Wildcats will take the 45-minute bus ride north to face their conference foe, where they enter tonight's game on a 4-game winning streak against the Trojans. The last time these two faced off in Lake City was 2 years ago, and let's just say the home fans didn't go home happy as the Wildcats won that game 47-6 before, of course, going on a deep run into the playoffs. Earlier this week, I sat down with head coach of the Wildcats, Ben Bryant, to talk about his first win as the new head coach, as well as going over last week's win and what to prepare for this week against the Trojans. First off, congratulations on winning your first game as head coach. How did you feel like everything went last Thursday?
Oh, well, thank you. And I thought, honestly, I didn't think that we played up to our potential, but I was very happy with how we stuck with it and persevered through a lot of things that really went wrong. And a lot of other teams that we've had in the past and a lot of other schools would have hung their head and not so much given up, but not been able to push through to a victory. And I was proud of our boys to be able to do that.
Yeah, you talk about hanging your head, and it kind of felt like that a little bit opening up in that second half. I don't even know if that was an intentional. It felt like more of a squib kick from up in the box from Beaverton, but it went off that shin, and then Beaverton went down, and I believe they scored on that drive. And but then you guys kind of like snapped out of it. I think it was after that pick. You guys just it felt like you guys really. I don't know. It felt like you guys found your groove, and then you guys just could not be stopped after that. Walk me through that second half. Going into halftime, we knew that we had what we wanted, and we were getting the ball coming out of half. And so we had, a good game plan, and then everything kind of went upside down when that pick went off our guy, and they were able to recover it. You could see the wind kind of go out of the sails for a quick minute. And like you said, I don't think that it was an intentional onside. I think he mishit it when he kicked. And so it kind of surprised everybody. And, they went down and they scored kind of on a long tipped pass that was almost a fluke-like. And after that, our offense was cruising. We didn't get stopped the entire game. We stopped ourselves with a couple penalties, but we really moved the ball well. I thought we blocked the edge well. I thought we pass blocked really well. And we caught the ball well. Yeah, that's for sure. I felt, you guys, I don't know. It felt like you guys were running the almost similar. Stop me if I'm wrong, but it felt like you guys were running the same play over and over again. And don't stop what ain't working, but that's kind of what it felt like. In the first half, it definitely felt like the first half of the season for both sides. Things were rolling, but at the same time, it kind of felt like things were a little bit slow, and a lot of penalties in the first half that killed about half of your drives there in the first half. Do you chalk that up to first week jitters, or what went wrong there?
Yeah, just a couple undisciplined plays, things that we can take care of. But the things I was happy about is that we moved the ball when we didn't hurt ourselves. We didn't really get stopped. And as far as what we did offensively, we ran the same play a lot. We ran 4 plays over and over and over again. And it's just because that's what they gave us. And we really went into the game as a coaching staff going, we have to be consistent and not try to take something that's not there. And that's what we did. So we ran the same plays over and over again because that's what the defense gave us.
Flipping the schedule to this week, it's a shortened week due to Labor Day. What's the focus going into this shortened week? And, Lake City's coming off a season opener where they got blanked 40-0 to Hart.
Yeah, so actually for us, this is not a short week. Last week was a short week for us, but we practiced yesterday on Labor Day. Our guys know that it's
important to get in a full week, and so they were all good with coming in last night. And we held a practice, so this is a full preparation week for us compared to last week. Obviously, Lake City in the past quite a few years has ran the spread. Now they've changed offenses this year, and they're running a T, which is a more run-based offense. Run-based and kind of more downhill offense than what they have in the past. So I think that's why you saw some of the struggles with them last week, not moving the ball that well. I expect them to be much better this week. They've had a little bit more time to kind of iron out their issues on offense.
Yeah, and you talk about the new offense and potentially the struggles from last week, but how can you guys defensively maybe build your confidence on the rushing defense? Because there was times during that Beaverton game where they were just running it up the middle. You guys didn't quite have an answer to it. I mean, you guys did have a couple of big stops here and there, but for the most part, it felt like they ran it all the way down to the red zone, and that's when you guys would kick it up.
Yeah. This week it's a different style offense, so we are packing it in the box a little bit more. We're getting our safeties and our defensive backs down into the run game a little bit more because there's not as much throwing threat that there was with Beaverton.
So you guys won 20-12 last year, and I believe a couple years ago you guys kind of ran up the score on them. I mean, so how do you guys get back to obviously different offense, so things might be looking a little bit different, and maybe it's hard telling, but how do you get back to that 47-6 win that you guys had a couple of years ago last time you guys were in Lake City?
Well, this is a big rivalry game for us. It always is every year. Our kids get excited for us. We have to make sure that we bring the juice to the game and are ready to go right out of the gates. We can't allow them to kind of hang around with us if we want to, being a good football team that I think we are, we've got to pounce on these guys right away. Anderson
was all over the place. I think what was impressive to me was, I think it was a touchdown that went you guys over go ahead. I mean, I guess that's another question for you. Talk about his resilience to go through that. The snap goes over his head after already getting pushed back a couple of times. I mean, you're 4th and goal from deep, and that ball goes over his head. I mean, everybody, I'm sure, is thinking the same thing there. I mean, talk about his resilience there.
I mean, AA he's a super smart kid, and he really does well in pressure situations. A lot of kids with that snap over their head, they just would have went back and jumped on it to make sure it wasn't a turnover. And he knew right away that he couldn't jump on it. He knew that he had to get it and try to make a play, and that's what he did. He's a playmaker. He's super intelligent. He prepares well. He's a good athlete. All the above with him.
Thanks as always to Ben for taking the time to talk to us this week. We're minutes away from week 2 kicking off as the Wildcats look to improve to 2-0 while the Trojans try to hand the Wildcats their first loss of the season and move to 500 themselves. We'll be right back in 60 seconds right after this on B1039.
Go.
Well, week 2 is upon us as Lake City is the location for your Evart Wildcats as we get ready for week 2 here in the Trojan City, as they call it, about a half mile off the lake, and the wind is blowing. It is feeling like full-time fall weather out here tonight. I'm bundled up in my jacket, and so are so many others here at the stadium tonight. As we get ready for game 2 here tonight, the Evart Wildcats come in 1-0, and the Lake City Trojans come in 0-1 after and looking to score their first touchdown of the season, let alone really their first points after getting blanked to Hart last weekend. And right now the band lining up as the Trojans are about ready to get announced here in Lake City. We'll step aside for about 30 seconds. When we come back, we'll have the national anthem and kick off right after that. You're listening to B1039.
Stop in to Northland Area
30 seconds.
Union
When you come back, give us a station ID, WBZX Big
in Northern
Rapids.
Michigan.
Sounds good.
Find great rates on many different financial
20
products.
seconds.
While banks merge more often than you can keep track of and impose increased fees, Northland
15.
is a not-for-profit financial co-op committed to helping you save
10
money.
seconds.
They specialize in small business growth and services. Check them out at
5,
northlandcua.com.
3,
Northland is
2,
federally insured by the
1,
NCUA.
go.
You're listening to WBZX Big Rapids as Game 2 of this 2024 season featuring the Evart Wildcats and the Lake City Trojans get underway. The Trojans about ready to get onto the field as we got a big rivalry matchup here in the Highland Conference. Let's take a look at the conference standings entering week 2 here. McBain, Beale City, Evart, and Roscommon all are undefeated to start the year, while Houghton Lake, Pine River, Lake City, and Manton round out the conference here this year to start. Lake City and Manton both looking for their first points of the year, while McBain are the only ones where the defense has not let up any touchdowns yet this year. So while we get ready to go here, it is going to be about 55 degrees here on kickoff, and it's going to stay right around here. And really the big question is what is this weather going to do? How much of an impact is this going to have, especially on Evert's passing game? Evart relies heavily on the passing game. If you look back to a week ago, Lucas Johnson led the receiving corps with 141 yards, with Noah Vanderlyn right behind him with 75 of himself. And that's going to be the big question, is if the rain starts to come down, how is Aiden Anderson going to prevail against that? He completed about 63% of his passes last week, and it was him using his legs, not his arm, that gave the Wildcats the go-ahead touchdown there late in that game. And right now we're getting ready for the national anthem that will be played here by the Lake City Trojans marching band. And we'll step aside and listen in here for our national anthem.
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Lake City High School welcomes you to tonight's contest between the Wildcats of Evart and your Lake City Trojans. At this time, we ask that everyone please rise, remove your hats, and honor our nation as the Trojan Marching Band plays our national anthem.
And a very nicely rendition of the national anthem presented by the Lake City Trojans marching band as we get set here for week 2 of this 2024 season between the Trojans and the Evart Wildcats, as both teams getting ready for kickoff here. It's going to look pretty similar, the receiving lineup anyway, for the Wildcats. Brendan Magnuson, Bryson DeSheed, Noah Vanderlyn, and Lucas Johnson will round that out. And then you're going to see a mixture of Seth Catapult, Cameron Swales, and JJ Morgan at the running back position. And of course, Aiden Anderson, after coming off a phenomenal week last week where he went 19 for 30 for 237 yards, a couple of touchdowns, one on the run as well. His longest pass of the night was 27 yards and had one interception, as the Everett Wildcats will be wearing their all whites tonight with the yellow wing helmet with the blue in the background. The Trojans got the white pants on with the black jerseys with the Trojans across the chest and the red helmet with their logo on top of it. As the wind blowing south currently, and clouds are, it's pretty overcast here. You can see a little bit of blue skies up above us, but right now it's looking like it's gonna be hit or miss all throughout the night, and it'll be interesting as we go forward. Well, we'd like to, this presentation of Everett Wildcats football wouldn't be possible without our football season sponsors: Worth Landscaping, RCB Contracting, Northland Federal Credit Union, Extremely Clean, Neptune's Ice Cream Shop, Langham Mechanical Heating and Cooling. As the Wildcats are antsy and ready to go here tonight, they're already ready to go out on the field, while the Trojans are down and just taking their time getting onto the field, as the Wildcats coming into this one looking way bigger than Lake City. That is a big noticeable difference between these two squads. Lake City a lot smaller. Last year though, as you heard in the pregame show, these two teams played each other pretty closely. In the past though, it hasn't always been that, but different offense, as Ben Bryant mentioned to us earlier. Different offense will be making things a little bit difficult. We'll see if Lake City comes in looking a little bit more comfortable, and we'll see if they can find a way to stun the Wildcats and get their first win of the season. We're ready to go as the Paul Delphs, the senior, will kick it off. He punts this one down, and it'll be received just in front of the 10-yard line, where Brandon Magnuson will take it up. He cuts inside, cuts out to the left, and is brought down right around the 28-yard line. And there's a flag on the play, and we'll await to see what happens there. It was thrown near the Wildcats, and we'll see where they're headed. And it looks like the Wildcats are kind of hesitating, like they're going backwards. And it's going to be a holding call on the Wildcats to start this ball game, so they'll move the ball back a few yards, and they'll set up shop right around their own 19-yard line. But don't let this fool you. The Wildcats can really put a drive together. This is exactly what they did last week in their first drive. They drove right down, and they scored on their first drive of the season. So Aiden Anderson with a running back to his right, two receivers to his right, and a receiver to his left. He'll hand it off to his running back, who takes it to the left side and is swarmed by a group of Trojans, and I think he got maybe a yard on the play, so it'll be about 2nd and 9 on the 20. The Wildcats, they don't run the ball a lot. You don't see a whole lot of high school teams not run the ball, especially these smaller schools. But if you can find a way to pass it, and pass it efficiently and effectively, well, you're going to be sitting real pretty, just as like Evart does. So they'll hand it off to the running back again. A little bit of a jet sweep motion, and it's brought down right around the 23-yard line. And will be 3rd down now for the Wildcats. Great job by this defense for Lake City. As it's starting to sprinkle a little bit again here, and we're going to see this on and off all night long. And a little bit as they look for some substitutions. Here comes Cody McCoy out now. Aiden Anderson motioning McCoy this game back up, as it is 7-6 with 4:32 here to go in the first quarter. Again, we apologize about the technical issues. Hoping going forward, there's nothing else going on. So they'll go for the 2-point try. A little bit of a fake. Keeper, the throw on the run, and it's caught. Touch, and 2-point is good. The pass was caught by a tight end near the right side for the Trojans. So the Trojans lead it 8-7 here in the first quarter. The Wildcats were doing a nice job at stuffing the line, but they were unable to finish it out. So Wildcats will get back together. Ben Bryant trying to rally the troops here and get back on the right track here. And the Trojans with their first points of this 2024 season, and I'm sure that's got to be a sigh of relief for a lot of these parents and hometown fans of these Trojans. Nobody likes to watch a absolute beatdown like they had to endure last week against Hart. So the Wildcats back on the field, ready to go. Trojans getting some water, and then they'll head out to the field. But the rain right now holding off. It's a little bit misty here and there, but for the most part, just windy. And the Trojans will be kicking with the wind. As we get ready to go here, it'll be Paul Delphs again with the kickoff. The senior, right-footed kicker. Kick is up and away. Down near the 20-yard line is where it's received. Magnuson will run across the field. He's got a hole. He's going to get a block and brought down right around the 32-yard line. But once again, a flag is on the play. And I'm sure this is going to go against the Wildcats. Yet another holding penalty potentially. And that's what it's looking like as the Wildcats start to mosey their way back some yards, as still no official call by the officials as they try to figure out what's going on down there. Wildcats know what's going on, and yeah, that's exactly what it is. Another holding penalty. Well, there was no penalties on the kickoffs last week for the Wildcats, and well, there hasn't been any penalties during the actual playing of the game when it comes to non-kickoffs. So 4:24, 1st and 10, right around the 19-yard line. Same spot they started to open up the game. And now we're going to get a stop in time real quick by the officials so the chain gang can get ready to go. Now we're ready to go. Anderson snaps it. Looks to his right, goes deep down the sideline, and it's brought in, and it's caught. Looks like it's Noah Vanderlyn over the head, shoulder, down by the 40-yard line marker. It'll be 1st and 10. We've seen the Wildcats and Aiden Anderson go deep down the sideline a handful of times last week. We've already seen it a couple times here tonight. And I'm sure that's going to be a part of their game that they're hoping to get working. Anderson all by himself. Got a receiver in motion as he moves to the left. He'll fake it off to the receiver. Anderson moving to his right, cuts to his right, down the sideline, and he is tripped up out of bounds around their own 45-yard line, and it's 1st and 10 again. And Anderson running all over the place. It kind of feels like a Lamar Jackson-like player right now, the way he's running all over the place. He's been able to get to that one-on-one situation with the corners for Lake City. Now they're going to move the ball up a little bit. I believe there was a penalty on the play. Not sure what it was. Didn't see anything motioned by the officials. So they'll set up shop around the 30-yard line. 3:55 here to go in the first quarter. Anderson, 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, running back to his left. He'll hand it off to his back, cuts it around the right side, down the sideline, and bumps into a Trojan. Pretty tough, and let's see, they got to get the first down to him. They got a down Trojan on the sideline. And it's going to be second and very, very short for the Wildcats. As two receivers to his left, one to his right. Running back motions to his left. Anderson snaps it and hands it off to his back, cuts it to the outside, spinning, juking, and is brought down right around the 16-yard line, and they are moving the ball right down the field, looking to take back this lead as the time continues to tick down here in the first quarter. Wildcats offense has been looking good here to start the game. Trying to continue that. Snaps the ball, looks to his right. He's got a man on the left side. It's Magnuson, who's brought down around the 16-yard line. And so it'll be 4th and short. Correction, the scoreboard's wrong. That the guys on the field is correct. It'll be 2nd and 9 here for the Wildcats. Aiden Anderson looking to keep this ball rolling. Snaps the ball, got a man down in the middle, and it's caught. And they're gonna say he dropped it, incomplete. He had the ball in his hands for a couple of steps, but it was a hit by one of the Trojans that jarred the ball loose. So they'll have to repeat it again here, 3rd and long. 8-7, Trojans lead it with 2:40 to go here in the first quarter. Aiden Anderson will have a running back to his right, snaps the ball, looking to his right, throws right, and he is brought down. Bryson Rashid stuffed almost instantly, and it's going to be decision time now for Ben Bryant. 4th and about 7 here for the Wildcats. You got Rashid, who's got a pretty good leg, but I don't know if you trust him enough to try to kick this field goal, but we'll see what happens here. It looks like they're going to go for it. All they need is 7 yards to get to that first down marker. Anderson in the shotgun, snaps the ball, fakes it off to his running back. Got a man over the middle, caught, touchdown, Wildcats.
Touchdown, Wildcats.
Brendan Magnuson wide open in the end zone. Gives the Wildcats a 13-8 lead here with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. And those receivers for the Wildcats beat the Trojans off the line and found themselves wide open, and good job to not miscommunicate that opportunity. There was 2 of them right beside each other, and well, it was Magnuson with the catch, and so now Rashid will line up for the extra point. Henderson snaps it, places down, the kick is up, the kick is good. 14-8 here in the second quarter. Well, we'll take about a 60-second break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Everett Wildcats football here on B1039.
Transform your space with Extremely Clean, your go-to for impeccable interior room painting projects. Schedule your room before the fall rush with a keen eye for detail and a commitment to excellence. The team at Extremely Clean will bring your vision to life. Don't miss the opportunity for a fresh, vibrant new look. Call 231-408-5943 to schedule your quote today. Extremely Clean, where you say it, we spray it.
Your hometown, family-owned propane company, QB Propane, would like to thank their customers for supporting them for several years. Sacrifice, resilience, and teamwork are all part of tonight's Everett High School football game. So exciting. Supporting local first is what QB Propane is known for. Propane by the tank,
10 seconds.
Service and delivery. Call QB Propane to find out more or to set up
5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
QB
go.
Propane.
Welcome back to Everett Wildcats football. 14-8. Wildcats lead it. 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Then Bryson Rashid lining up for the kick. It'll be The Trojans ready to receive this. It looks like it's Ian McLeod back deep to receive it for the Trojans. The kick is down and it is off and away, and it will bounce down around the 7-yard line where it's picked up. It's Logan Stanley who's brought down by a pack of Wildcats, and it is going to be 1st and 10 from inside their own red zone area. It is about 7-yard line, so a long way to go for the Trojans, as they'll look to have some more explosive plays like they did last time out. It was a big breakaway touchdown for the Trojans last time out. And so now Ian McLeod ready to go here. He's got a big wing T motion here and hands it off to his fullback, who gets a nice gain here above about 3 yards or so. So it'll be 2nd and about 6 on their 15-yard line. Trojans running this new offense. They also did a lot of passing in years past, but now you don't have to necessarily worry about that with them. Maybe they got some more confidence with this run game. Robbie Root hands it off, and right now Wildcats struggling to tackle, but they get him down. And it'll be 3rd and 2 here on the 20-yard line.
Sean Cox has for about 4 yards.
Robbie Root is the quarterback tonight for the Trojans. A little bit difficult to see the numbers from way up here in the box, but we'll get it figured out. So the Wildcats showing a bunched formation here defensively, and let's see where the ball is at, and it's brought down behind the line, and it is 4th and long now for the Trojans. The Wildcats sniffed that one out from the get-go, and now are the Trojans going to go for it, or are they going to punt this ball away? A wise choice would be punting it. It's 4th and 6 on the 15. Clock is ticking down, and I'm sure they're going to just let it drain as they try to figure out what they're going to do here. And there it is, the end of the first quarter. The Evart Wildcats 14, the Lake City Trojans 8. We'll step aside for a quick 60-second break. When we come back, we'll have the start of the second quarter. You're listening to B1039.
Happiness is ice cream, and ice cream is happiness.
60.
So it only makes sense that the Evart Dairy Whip is Evert's happy place. Love soft serve? Come be happy. Prefer a hand-dipped Sunday Wizard? It's happy. Plus hamburgers, salads, wraps, and Coney dogs topped with national chili. When you need a dose of happy, come to the Evart Dairy Whip and leave with a smile. Open 10 till 9 all week. 7th Street in Evart. Happy to support the Wildcats.
Looking for a heating and air conditioning service that keeps your home comfortable? Introducing Sir Heating and Air Conditioning in Remus, where we pride ourselves on having the cutest servicemen and women with the best butts in town. Oops, did I just say that? Now that I got your attention. Our team of experts is here to keep your home cozy and cool. So why settle for ordinary when you can have extraordinary?
20.
Call 989-598-0534 to schedule your service today and experience the difference with Sir Heating and Air Conditioning in Remus. That's 989-598-0534. Don't wait, because comfort
5,
never looked so
4,
good. Sir
3,
Heating and Air
2,
Conditioning, where comfort
1,
meets
go.
cuteness.
Welcome back here on B1039 as the Evart Wildcats lead the Lake City Trojans 14-8. We got a fresh 12 on the scoreboard, and the Trojans will flip the field. It's 4th and 6 as they are looking like they're going to punt. The snap is up, the punt is down, and it is received right around the 40-yard line, and it's brought up down the 30-yard line and is on a bit of a shoestring as he is brought down around the 24-yard line. It was Bryson Rashid on the return. One of the Trojans, it looks like he was about to rip his jersey in half with the way he was holding on, but there is a flag on the play. Now remember, all these special team plays here for the Wildcats, when they are receiving, they have gotten a holding penalty. So they're trying to avoid their third straight holding penalty on a receiving side of the ball. As the officials' conference is ongoing here. And it is going to go against the Trojans. Still unsure what the penalty is, but looks like it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on the Trojans. It'll be about 15-yard penalty here, and now the Wildcats will set up shop around the 11-yard line. 1st and 10, and well, one play away, and this could be a 2-possession lead here for the Wildcats. Aiden Anderson's got 2 receivers on each side and a running back beside him. Now we're going to stop again here. And it'll be a timeout on Lake City. So we'll step aside for 60 seconds ourselves as everybody just tries to get everything figured out. You're listening to Everett Wildcats football here on B1039.
Let nothing stand between you and the tree stand with the fast, durable Kubota Kick, featuring a gas-powered engine that delivers a top speed of 40 miles per hour, best-in-class acceleration and handling with cargo, and the strength to haul what needs hauling.
15.
Backed by a 2-year, 1,000-hour warranty.
Is this a 30 or 60 you want here?
60.
Kick. Visit your local Kubota dealer today. Go to KubotaUSA.com.
60?
Yep.
Stop by the Ina store, your Cadillac area Kubota dealer in beautiful downtown Ina.
Hi, I'm Michaela.
And I'm Lauren.
And we're with Big Rapids Roofing, where roofing meets community.
Get ahead of the weather and be prepared for winter.
Don't wait until it's too late. Call us today to book your free estimate appointment.
Whether it's roofing, siding, windows, doors, or gutters, Big Rapids Roofing has got you covered.
Call us today at 231-629-8088.
Again, don't wait. Call us today at 231-629-8088.
Go.
Welcome back on B1039. 14-8, Everett leads it, and they are threatening once again. 1st and 10 on the Trojans' 12-yard line. And Anderson snaps the ball, pumps it to the left, throws it to the left, and it's caught. But it had to be a bit of a diving catch there. And there's a flag on the play. And we just have not been able to get any sorts of plays going here since the start of the second quarter. It looks like it's the Wildcats are going to move back 5 yards, and we'll see if we can finally get the ball moving here. 1st and 15, 11:51 to go here in the first. Anderson snaps the ball, hands it off to his back, who's got an opening on the right side, brought 10, and brought down right in front of the 5-yard line. And it is, once again, Cameron Swales on the run. So it'll be second and about 5 with 7 yards to go to the end zone. Wildcats trying to make this a 2-possession lead. Anderson snaps the ball, hands it off to Swales. Swales cuts to his left, and did he break the goal line? He did not, as it is brought down right around the 1-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal now, though, as they are using the running back to move the ball down the field this time around. It's not so much Aiden Anderson as we've seen so much this season to start. Anderson snaps the ball, hands it off to Swales. Swales looks like he's brought down at the 1. So it'll be 2nd and goal, and we'll see if the Trojans have a couple of more stops in them. You know, this is going to be 4 down territory for Bryant and his Wildcats. Wildcats getting the play call here. And something tells me we're going to see Aiden Anderson on a bit of a keeper here. We've seen that each time here, at least once in the red zone. Anderson all by himself in the backfield. Receiver in motion. Snaps the ball. He'll keep it, run it to the right side, and he breaks the goal line. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Touchdown, Wildcats. Aiden Anderson taking it to the end zone.
20-8, Evart leads it with 10:14 to go here in the second. They marched right down after a good return on the punt return. And we'll see if they'll come back and go for the PAT here. No reason not to. And that's exactly what they're going to do. So Bryson Desheed lines up for the kick again. He's a perfect 2 for 2 tonight. Can he go for 3 for 3? Anderson, the placeholder. Snaps it, places down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 21-8, Evart leads it with 10:14 to go here in the second. We'll step aside for 60 seconds. We'll be right back on B1039.
Yep, I bet they could do that.
60.
RCB Contracting. From septic systems to professional excavating services, both residential and commercial, RCB Contracting is local. RCB Contracting is reliable. RCB Contracting is dependable. RCB Contracting supports local Evart athletics and wants to wish the Wildcats the best of luck in tonight's game. Teamwork makes the dream work. Call 231-846-0800. RCB Contracting, your excavating pros and winter plow experts.
Transform your space with Extremely Clean, your go-to for impeccable interior room painting projects. Schedule your room before the fall rush
20.
with a keen eye for detail and a commitment to excellence. The team at Extremely Clean will bring your vision to life. Don't miss the opportunity for a fresh, vibrant
10
new
seconds.
look. Call 231-408-5943 to schedule your quote
5,
today.
4,
Extremely
3,
Clean, where you see
2,
it, we spend.
1, go.
10:14 to go here in the second quarter. Evart leads at 21-8. As they get ready to kick it off, it was a quick drive to the end zone after a great punt return by Bryson Desheed, who gets ready to kick it off here to the Trojans. The kick is up and away. A bit of a shallow kick. Received, though, by the Trojans. And a bit of a pack of players, and it's brought down around the 31-yard line, and that's where the Trojans will set up shop here as they try to avoid going 4 and out for the second straight possession as they did last time out. A big rivalry game. Of course, these two schools separated by 45 minutes. A lot of these schools in the Highland Conference pretty far apart. Most of them about a half-hour drive, but you've already seen a lot of chippiness. Already one unsportsmanlike conduct here tonight. That one going towards the way of the Trojans. Ball is snapped, fake-handed off. Robbie will keep it, goes to the outside, and can't, and is brought down out of bounds, and it'll be second and about 2. As the clock is south of 10 minutes officially now here in the second quarter. On this overcast, gloomy, cruddy weather night, 53 degrees here in Lake City. Just behind the Lake City Elementary School, about a half mile from the lake. So Robbie Root snaps the ball, hands it off to his back, and he gets stuffed at the line, but it looks like it's enough to move the chains. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line for the Trojans. A new offense for the Trojans this year, as we've mentioned a couple times. They run the very traditional old school wing T type offense. 3 running backs in the backfield, quarterback separating them and the offensive line. So you never really know where the ball is going. You've already seen Evart get bit by it once tonight. Blake Root comes limping off the field. So they'll have a new look behind the line now. Robbie Root snaps the ball and hands it off to his back, and it's brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of about 1. And it looks like they're actually going to say he got back to the line, so good effort there by the Trojans. 9-13, 2nd and 10 here in the second quarter. 21-8, Evart leads it. First conference matchup of this 2024 season. It's a big rivalry one. Ball is snapped, and they run into each other in the backfield. That's one of the issues you can run into literally if you're running this type of offense. They tried to do a fake handoff, and, well, one of the running backs got in the way, and well, it was brought down. So it's 3rd and about 7 here on their own 46. Evart trying to force a 4th down here about midfield. Robbie Root goes underneath the gun. He'll snap it, and he'll hand it off, and a nice carry by Cole McGinnis, who gets enough to move the chains, and it's 1st and 10. That misdirection, I mean, if you can sniff it out from the start, good luck, but the Trojans have a couple of times tonight been able to get Evart and they're looking to compile this drive on even more to hopefully pull within a 1-possession score. And looks like we got some conversations going on with the officials and the offensive and defensive line. I'm sure there's a lot of chippiness going down on the field right now. Ben Bryant and Kyle Smith, the 2 head coaches for these squads, looking for an explanation. Ball snapped, handed off, and they got a man on the outside, and he is missed tackle, and he's down the left sideline. 25-20, 15-10, 5, and touchdown Trojans.
Touchdown Trojans. John Cox with the carry, taking it 2.
21-14 now as they cut this lead down to a 1-possession lead for the Wildcats. That is the 2nd breakaway touchdown for the Trojans. With 7:25 to go here in the second quarter. A lot of offense here to start this ball game. So now they look like they're going to go for 2 here. Try to pull within 5. Right now, both of these offenses have really been yet to been stopped, with the exception of the 4 and out, or the 3 and out, excuse me, by the Trojans as they run the ball up the middle, and it's across the goal line, and it's 21-16 with 7:25 to go here in the second quarter. Well, Trojans fighting and crawling their way down the field, and it was a breakaway, about a 45-yard run. And we'll step aside for about 60 seconds. 21-16, Evart leads it. 7:25 to go here in the second. You're listening to B1039.
Worth Landscaping, a second-generation business, has been a proud supporter of Evart Public Schools and all Evart athletics for more than 25 years. Worth Landscaping specializes in irrigation systems, landscape design, hardscapes, hydro seeding, lawn care, to commercial snow and ice removal in the winter. Contact Josh Worth at 231-349-5693 or Tyler Worth 231-629-5150. It'll be Worth the call. Worth Landscaping.
Your hometown, family-owned propane company, QB Propane, would like to thank their customers for supporting them for several years. Sacrifice, resilience, and teamwork are all part of what makes tonight's Everett High School football game so exciting. Supporting local first is what QB Propane is known for. Propane by the 10 seconds. Prompt service and delivery. Call QB Propane to find out more or to start service.
4, 3,
2,
1, go.
QB Propane.
7:25 to go here in the second quarter. A ton of offense being had between both sides here tonight. The Trojans lining up for the kickoff. While the Wildcats will try to continue their hot start offensively. They have scored on all 3 possessions to start this game. As the Trojans will kick it away. A bit of a low kick, but it is mishandled, but fielded right around the 10-yard line. And Noah Vanderlyn is whipped to the ground as it gets an uproar from his home crowd. And it'll be 1st and 10 on the Wildcats 18. As they will look to move the ball right down the field yet again, as they have done so well tonight. So Aiden Anderson lines up in shotgun formation yet again. 2 receivers on each side, all by himself. Snaps the ball, looking to his left. Got a man down the middle, caught and brought down around the 42. That was Dryson Rashid with the catch. The 1st and 10 here on the 41, and looks like we're going to get a timeout here by the Trojans. That is their 2nd of the half. And we'll also take a timeout ourselves. 21-16, 7:14 to go. Wildcats driving. You're listening to B1039.
Your friends at Lang Mechanical join all of us in hoping for an Everett football victory. If you want your heating and cooling system to be a winner all year long, get in touch with Lang Mechanical day or night. 231-388-0632. And go Wildcats!
Hometown store fixtures are as as 11071 US 10 in Everett. Miller Liquidators and store fixtures not only helps with on-site store liquidations, they have store fixtures like Uzi shelving, true self-contained coolers and freezers, and they provide delivery and installation, plus sell walk-in coolers and teardrop pallet racking. Supporting the local Everett community for years, both for local stores and the Everett football team. Miller Liquidators and Store Fixtures is a proud local supporter of the Everett football broadcasts. Go Wildcats!
21-16, the Wildcats lead it here with 7:14 to go in the second. 1st and 10 on their 41-yard line. There's a big catch down the middle by Noah Vanderlyn. And a similar look, all by himself in the backfield. Receiver in motion as he moves to the left, hands it off to Brandon Magnuson. And he is brought down around the 45-yard line. As the clock will remain ticking. It'll be 2nd and 6 here. Wildcats, really only once have they been stopped behind the line. It has been all systems go tonight for Everett. They've got Noah Vanderlyn way out to the right. Ball snapped, handed off to the back, and a big hard-nosed carry up the middle. And he is tackled with about 3 yards to the 1st down marker. So it'll be 3rd and 3. Everett looking to continue to be perfect here on 3rd down conversions tonight. They have not missed in that category. So 2 receivers on each side. Aiden Anderson all by himself. Receiver in motion as he goes to the right. Hands it off to the receiver. Moves to the right. Cuts up the middle. And ball's out. Fumbled. Lineman jumped on it. And did Everett recover it? If Trojans come away with it, yes, Evart did recover it, but it looks like they're going to be just short of the first down marker. Nice job by Landon Babb there, the right tackle for Evart, to jump on it. Always nice to have an experienced lineman, as so many of this front line for Evart is. You're going to see Tajan Wing as one of them. Gabe Mitchell as the center. That right side, really a lot of upperclassmen. And you got to be happy with that, especially with a young quarterback and receivers. So 4th and 1. Evart trying to go for it and get it. And now we're going to get a timeout by Evart. They'll have 2 remaining. 21-16, 5:34 to go here in the half. And we'll step aside. 60 seconds. We'll be right back. B1039.
Just like the Wildcats team.
30.
You want station ID when we come back?
What's that?
Station ID when we come back?
Yeah, station ID when we come back.
Okay.
You want 60 or just 30 here?
60 is fine.
Okay.
At Ice Mountain, we're more than just a business. We are part of this community, and together, we
So many commercials tonight.
noise for the Wildcats.
Neptune's Ice Cream Shop in downtown Everett carries premium
30.
hand-dipped ice cream. With indoor seating, choose a single flavor or go wild for their waffle nachos or flights with 3 to 5 flavors of ice cream. They also offer mini donuts, milkshakes, and 5 to 12
10,
lunch specials with wraps, tacos, sliders,
5,
chili,
4,
dogs.
3,
Downtown Everett,
2,
Neptune's
1,
Ice Cream Shop.
Go.
You're listening to WBZX Big Rapids, Everett Wildcats versus the Lake City Trojans here. About a half-mile off the lake and right behind the Lake City Elementary School here in Lake City, Michigan. The Wildcats looking to go for it here on 4th and 1 at the 49-yard line there. The Trojans 49. So Anderson trying to get a jump, and there's going to be a penalty on the play. And let's see. Looks like it's going to be an automatic first down. Offsides on the Trojans. A costly penalty for what the Trojans looked like they were going to get their first 3 and out of the, well, not 3 and out, but first stop of the Wildcats all night. And that would have been a big one, because had they have done that, the offense for the Trojans have been just rolling tonight. They could have potentially taken the lead right before half. So fresh set of downs for the Wildcats as they got a receiver in motion here. All the way to the right. Anderson, another receiver in motion, hands it off to that receiver who's cutting left. Jukes it in. He's got an opening down the left side and is brought down out of bounds. And it'll be about 2nd and 5. There was a flag on the play near the left side of the field. It came flying in. Another flag was just tossed. A lot of chippiness tonight with this rivalry. Everett's walking backwards as if it's on them. But there's a chance this might be offsetting penalties. Lake City already with a couple of unsportsmanlike conducts tonight. There's going to be a holding on Evart. They're going to march the ball back. So it's going to be 1st and very long now for the Wildcats. 1st and 15 to be exact. So receiver out to his left, 2 on his right. Anderson snaps the ball, hands it off to his back. He's got an opening on the right side, cuts it up, and is brought down on the 43-yard line, but yet again, another penalty. And it's going to be a holding on Evart. And, well, it was pretty clean for Evart when it came to this offensive line and the way Aiden Anderson was moving the ball tonight. But this second quarter, it feels like we have barely played any football. A lot of laundry has been thrown onto the field tonight. And they just cannot catch a break right now. So now it's officially 1st and 25 for the Wildcats. And now we might see some pass plays. A receiver in motion, fakes it, looks deep, throws a man down the middle, and it is dropped and almost picked off by the Trojans. It was Logan Stanley who was just about a couple inches away from picking that one off. He had to dive in front of him, and that's one of the harder times to catch it. Ball looked like it slipped out of Aiden Anderson's hands. Otherwise, they could have had a big, deep play downfield. So we'll do it again. 2nd and 25 now on their 41. 5:16 to go here in the first half. Anderson motioning his running back to his left. Now a receiver to his left. Snaps the ball. Mishapped. He'll hand it off to his back. He's got an opening up the middle. It lowers his shoulder and gets to the 50-yard line. And what a pickup on 2nd and long. Should be 3rd and 15 now. Nice job by Aiden Anderson to keep a level head and make the most out of a bad chance there. Ball was fumbled a little bit, or not fumbled, but bobbled. And he just kind of had to toss it to his running back, Cameron Swales. So expect something deep here for the Wildcats. Receiver in motioning out to his right. Anderson snaps the ball. Looking to his left. Throws it deep down the left sideline. The ball, jump ball, and it is not caught, dropped by the Wildcats. Trojans are claiming that they had an interception. The ball, you can tell the ball is wet out there. That was not a clean spiral by Aiden Anderson. And now it's decision-making time for Ben Bryant. Do you go for it and have a chance of potentially pinning the Trojans back deep? Or do you go for it? And it looks like they're going to punt it. So it'll be Tristan Silvers, the sophomore, who's back deep return. And even further behind him, it's Logan Stanley. Jasheed punts it. Great punt, great spiral. And a fair catch is called. And the bounce goes into the end zone. And it'll be a touchback. It was the Wildcats almost got down there. So that would have been prime territory for the Trojans to set up in. So they'll set up the ball right around where he called the fair catch. Or correction, it'll be set up at the 20-yard line. The Trojans were heading towards that way. I got mixed up a little bit myself. So now a chance for Lake City with 4:10 to go here in the first half to take their first lead of, or excuse me, their second lead of the night. .410 to go here in the first half. Ball snapped, handed off to the running back, cuts to his right side, and is brought down around the 26-yard line. Nice carry and a pickup there for the Trojans. It'll be about 2nd and 4. As the clock is winding down, and for Evart, you can give up these big plays, although you not suggest it. You just don't want to give away any big breakaway plays, as you had twice already tonight. So Robbie Root snaps the ball, fakes it, and he is getting eaten up behind the line of scrimmage and tackled for a loss of about 2. So should be about 3rd and 7 on their own 24-yard line. Band making their way to the field as the clock continues to wind down. 3:05 to go here in the first half. Much different pace of play compared to what happened last week. Last week it was very quick. Clock was always running, it felt like. Robbie Root snaps the ball and gives it off to his running back, who's got it down the sideline, 50, 40, 35, and brought down out of bounds around the 34. And, well, they faked and it off about 3 different times until they finally gave it to their running back. So it'll be 1st and 10, and the Trojans are threatening. Stopped out of bounds, so the clock stops. So the Trojans snaps the ball, hands it off, and is met instantly. Gained maybe 1. It'll be about 2nd and 9 now. Clock about 2:15 here in the first half. Trojans with just 1 timeout, Evart with 2. It has been what feels like a big offensive game, but at the same time, not really. Snaps the ball, hands it off to his running back, and is brought down. Nice job by Drysid Rashid, who sniffed that play out from the start. So it'll be 3rd and 5 now for the Trojans. They come to the line. Not a whole lot of time left here in the first half. Robbie Root snaps the ball. Hands it off to his running back and is brought down, but a nice last-minute leap, or lunge rather, will get him a couple more yards and save what could have been a disastrous play. So it'll be 4th and 2 with 1:22 remaining here in the first half. And it'll be a timeout, I believe, called by the Trojans. So we'll step aside for 60 seconds. When we come back, we will have the conclusion of this first half. You're listening to B1039.
Step into the excitement at
60
Center in Evart. Swing in for top-notch bowling lanes and action-packed arcade.
Can you turn down your crowd mic a little, because there's motors and stuff that's taking over your voice. You're louder than your voice.
Yeah, okay, I just did. I turned it down about halfway of where it was at. Yeah, I don't know why. There was like a gang of trucks that just, they keep circling. They're back now, so hopefully they're gone by the time we come back.
20 seconds.
Northland is a not-for-profit
Oh, we're coming back right now.
to helping you save money. They
10
specialize in
seconds.
small business growth and services. Check them out at northland.com.
5, 4,
Northland
3,
federally
2,
insured by the
1,
NCUA.
go.
Trojans snap the ball. It's a little bit of a reverse, and 1 man on 1 man, and is brought down and kept in bounds. Clock will stay ticking, but most importantly, Lake City gets the first down.
That's good for a Trojan first down.
Once again, it came down to the final fake handoff, and that's exactly where Robbie Root went with it. It seems to be that last one that the Wildcats have been having a hard time stopping. So 1:14, 1st and 10, hands it off to his running back and is met and brought down in bounds. Now remember, no timeouts remaining for Lake City. And the 1 minute mark is coming up. There it is. And they got to hurry up a little bit. They don't have a whole lot of time. Evart looking to prevail here before half. Snaps the ball, hands it off, and Wildcats eat them up, and it pushes them back to the line of scrimmage. And now they got to hurry up. 40 seconds to go here in the half. Again, 21-16. Wildcats lead it. And they are wasting a lot of time right now. Not a whole lot of urgency for Lake City. Lake City snaps the ball. And he'll keep it, actually hands it off. And brought down. But now is when they got to reset. Wasn't enough to get the first down. So the clock doesn't stop. It's going to be 4th and 1. And they got to get going. 10 seconds to go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. The ball is off, snapped, quarterback keeper. They're going for a pass. Robbie Root throws to the end zone, caught, touchdown, Lake City at the buzzer. Man, oh man. Lake City. Unbelievable way to cap off the half to take a 22-21 lead. And now they'll go for 2 to try to make it a 3-point cushion. Wow. Tiptoeing catch in the end zone. A team that has not passed all night long goes for it at the end and throws Evart off. So now they'll go for 2. Ball's snapped, handed off. They'll go up the middle, and it looks like it's stopped at the goal line, and they say no good. So at the end of the first half, Lake City Trojans lead it 22-21. Evart getting stunned on the final play of the half. Well, we'll step aside for a quick 30-second break. When we come back, we'll recap the first half. And before our longer break, you're listening to B1039.
It takes knowledge and expertise to drill a well, and that's why folks around here.
I'm going to do a recap and then, I don't know, eat up a lot of time, I guess, just so I can.
From 4-inch up to 24-inch wells, offering free estimates for new installations.
What did we do last week?
Osceola County's favorite well driller for the past 5 years. Quality,
10
customer
seconds.
Satisfaction, safety, and honest work. That's the Waldron way. Waldron Well Drilling of Everett.
5,
WaldronDrilling.com.
3,
2-3-1-734-5168.
Welcome back here on B1039. Halftime here in Lake City. The Trojans leading 22-21. And it was a pass play, but Robbie Root rolled out to his right as time expired, found his man in the corner of the end zone who tiptoed and caught it to give him a lead. And what a way for the Trojans, who had not passed up until that final play of the half. And what a better time to pull out that trick than then. But up until then, the Wildcats, they have scored on 3 out of their 4 possessions tonight. It was their final possession where they had to punt it away, and it was a great punt by Dryson Rashid that bounced and rolled in the end zone. We're kind of working our way back a little bit as we recap. And well, for the Trojans, it's been 2 big breakout runs for them, specifically down the sidelines, that have allowed them to score. And it's really been that a lot of fake runs for Lake City. What wasn't working for them last week is now working for them all of a sudden. 22 points already here in just the first half after scoring 0 last week against Hart. So the Wildcats will try to get the passing going a little bit more. The problem with the passing is tonight's weather has been a big implication of them. Aiden Anderson does a nice job of spinning the ball, specifically down the sidelines and really all over the place. And, well, last week it was the curl routes that Evart ran more so than not. It was the same play over and over and over and over again last week, but tonight you've only seen it once. And so potentially you might see some changes here at halftime in the locker room, and maybe they go back to that. It worked for you last week. Why not go back to it again? As the Lake City Trojans marching band comes out of the field and gets ready to perform their halftime show. But Evart will need to have some big changes, specifically on the defensive end. They did a really nice job of shutting down Beaverton last week, but tonight they really had no answer against the Trojans, and we'll see if they have it out. We'll step aside for quite a while. We'll be back in a little bit. This is halftime here at Lake City. Once again, Evart down as the Trojans lead it 22-21 You're listening to Everett Wildcats football here on B1039.
Happiness is ice cream.
Okay, we got this evening football, so you got about 10 minutes.
Cool, sounds good.
Dairy Whip is Everett's happy place.
Taking my headset off.
Serve, come be happy. Prefer a hand-dipped Sunday Wizard? It's happy. Plus, hamburgers, salads, wraps, and coney dogs topped with national chili. When you need a dose of happy, come to the Evart Dairy Whip and leave with a smile. Open 10 till 9 all week. 7th Street in Everett. Happy to support the Wildcats.
Looking for a heating and air conditioning service that keeps your home comfortable? Introducing Sir Heating and Air Conditioning in Remus, where we pride ourselves on having the cutest servicemen and women with the best butts in town. Ooh, oops, did I just say that? Now that I got your attention. Our team of experts is here to keep your home cozy and cool. So why settle for ordinary when you can have extraordinary? Call 989-598-0534 to schedule your service today and experience the difference with
Big Rapids Roofing, where roofing meets community.
Get ahead of the weather and be prepared for winter.
Don't wait until it's too late. Call us today to book your free estimate appointment.
Whether it's roofing, siding, windows, doors, or gutters, Big Rapids Roofing has got you covered.
Call us today at 231-629-8088.
Again, don't wait. Call us today at 231-629-8088.
Yep, I bet they could do that. RCB Contracting. From septic systems to professional excavating services, both residential and commercial, RCB Contracting is local. RCB Contracting is reliable. RCB Contracting is dependable. RCB Contracting supports local Evart athletics and wants to wish the Wildcats the best of luck in tonight's game. Teamwork makes the dream work. Call 231-846-0800. RCB Contracting, your excavating pros and winter plow experts.
Transform your space with Extremely Clean, your go-to for impeccable interior room painting projects. Schedule your room before the fall rush with a keen eye for detail and a commitment to excellence. The team at Extremely Clean will bring your vision to life. Don't miss the opportunity for a fresh, vibrant new look. Call 231-408-5943 to schedule your quote today. Extremely Clean, where you say it, we spray it.
Worth Landscaping, a second-generation business, has been a proud supporter of Evart Public Schools and all Evart athletics for more than 25 years. Worth Landscaping specializes in irrigation systems, landscape design, hardscapes, hydroseeding, lawn care, to commercial snow and ice removal in the winter. Contact Josh Worth at 231-349-5693 or Tyler Worth 231-629-5150. It'll be worth the call. Worth Landscaping.
Your hometown, family-owned propane company, QB Propane, would like to thank their customers for supporting them for several years. Sacrifice, resilience, and teamwork are all part of what makes tonight's Evart High School football game so exciting.
Yes, I am.
Supporting local first is what.
How much time before you want to come back?
We can come back for a little bit. I might send it away for 30 seconds, but band's still out there. There's 30 seconds left on the clock here, but both teams are starting to make their way back to the field.
QB Propane.
Okay.
So yeah, let's come back. We can come back anytime you want now.
For an Evart
All right, 15 seconds.
If you
Sounds
want
good.
your heating and cooling system to be a winner all year long,
10
get in
seconds.
touch with Lang Mechanical, day or night. 231-388-0632. And go
1,
Wildcats.
go.
Welcome back here on B1039. The Trojans with a 22-21 lead as the clock for the halftime winds down. The band in their final tune of the night. And the Wildcats re-entering the field, same as the Trojans, as we get ready to go here for half number 2. And it is very chilly out as we got about 3 minutes until kickoff of the second half. But right now it's a very crisp 52 degrees with continued scattered showers all throughout northern Michigan here tonight. It is making everything feel a lot colder than what it actually is. It's saying about 44 degrees of misting right now, on and off, and just trying to stay dry. That is for sure, as the stadium lights are fully on here. And the Wildcats are going to have to come from behind here in the second half. They've already done it once in the first half, with the Trojans taking an early 8-7 lead after the Wildcats took a 7-0 lead, and the Wildcats are going to have to try to find a way to get their passing game working again. It's been a very slow start in a way. I mean, they've had it working, but it's been the grip of the ball. So you wonder if maybe a glove can help fix that situation for Aiden Anderson. But it's not like it's a heavy downpouring rain right now that's causing all this trouble. It's a mist, and the grass just continues to, everything's slippy. We've seen Aiden Anderson bobble it a few times that have potentially cost him a big play. And we've seen the Wildcats run it more than we ever did last week, as we're in our final minute and a half of the halftime show here tonight. Very nicely done by the Lake City Marching Band. And As the crowd starts to make their way back to seats, we'll step aside for our final 60-second break of the halftime show. When we come back, we'll have half number 2. You're listening to Everett Wildcats football here on B1039.
Hometown store fixtures are as close as 11076 US 10 in Everett. Miller Liquidators and Store Fixtures not only helps with on-site store liquidations, they have store fixtures like used Lowe's Ear Shelving, true self-contained coolers and freezers, and they provide delivery and installation of cross-sell walk-in coolers and teardrop pallet racking. Supporting the local Everett community for years in both community stores and the Everett football team. Miller Liquidators and Store Fixtures is a proud local supporter of the Everett football game broadcasts. Go Wildcats!
Just like the Wildcats team we know, dedication and a little hometown pride can achieve amazing things. Ice Mountain is cheering on the Wildcats as they take the field tonight. And we invite you
15.
in showing your support. At Ice Mountain, we're more than just a business.
10.
We're part of this community, and together we win. Let's make some noise for the
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, a fresh 12 is on the clock as half number 2 is getting ready to get under our way as the Trojans will head out to receive the ball to start the second half. And that touchdown becomes that ever more important as they have a chance to make this a 2-possession lead with a 22-21 lead. Well, potentially at least a very much a 1-possession lead. Could be 2 though. And the Wildcats will kick off as football is in full swing around the country. NFL getting under their way last night with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. Tonight, the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles getting started down in Brazil. So, and tonight, well, we're getting ready for half number 2 in Lake City, Michigan, as once again, the Trojans lead at 22-21 here in the first conference play of this season. Wildcats trying to move to 2-0, and at Lake City trying to even it up on the year. They've looked really good in their new offense here in game number 2. So here's Dryson Dershid with the kick. It's up and away, and it's good. It's a pretty good kick as it's received right around the 15, brought up, and he'll motion around to his right, and he is stumbling his way, but picks up an extra 5 yards, brought down around the 24-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans as we are officially underway here in the second half. I'm sure a lot of fans here are pretty chilly, so they're hoping for a bit of a quicker second half here than that first half was very, very long in relation to last week's game. A lot of penalties in that second quarter. That second quarter was mainly the time killer, if you will. So Robbie Roots gets under the center, snap the ball. He'll hand it off as they got it down the right side and met by a wall of Wildcats. That was Cole McGinnis on the run. It'll be 2nd and 5 here on the 29-yard line. Just in front of it, rather, so about 30 if you're rounding up. The Trojans looking to continue this hot running offense here tonight. They'll fake it off and hand it off, and they'll pick up a couple and be brought down right with about 2 or 3 yards to go to the first down marker. And Evart looking for a much-needed stop here. Try to force that punt. If you can get something behind the lines, too, that'd be even bigger. 3rd and 1. Lake City snaps the ball, hands it off, and they're going to pick up a couple as well as the first down. And it'll be a fresh set of downs here for the Trojans. Didn't pick up a whole lot, but 3 yards is enough. You can pick up 3 yards every time. You're mostly guaranteed a first down every drive. So we'll get ready to go here again. 10:25 here in the third. Trojans continuing this running offense. They have passed it only once tonight. Of course, that was right there at the end of the first half. Robbie Roots snaps the ball. They hand it off to the back, who is met instantly at the line. Flag thrown on the play. It was unknown running back on the carry. And looking like it's going to be a holding penalty on the Trojans, as they'll mark it back a few yards. And so we'll do it again at a first down. Well, should be about 1st and 15 now. Correction, yes. It'll be a little bit longer than that. 1st and 20 on the right around the 27, 28-yard line. Under 10 minutes to go here in the third. Trojans, the way they move the ball, 1st and 20 shouldn't be any problems. Robbie Roots snaps the ball. Hill looking for a pass. He's looking out to his right, scrambles to the right, and he will just throw it out of bounds. Wise decision there by Roots, as he was getting chased by the entire defensive line for the Wildcats. So the second pass play of the night is incomplete. And it'll continue to be 2nd and 20, as the Trojans have a long way to go. At one point last week, the Wildcats had a very similar situation. It was about 3rd and 30, but a snap ball way over Aiden Anderson's head. He picked it up, and that's what gave them the lead late in that ball game. Robbie Roots back at it again, snaps the ball, and will give it off to what appears to be the fullback, and cuts to his right and breaks a couple of tackles, but is brought down. About half of the defense was to his left there on the play, so it's going to be 3rd and still long, but cuts at about a quarter of the way down. Just one more stop, and they've got a lot of room for error, or Evart does anyway. Just looking to force a punt here, get the ball back, retake that lead. 9 to go here in the third. Ball is snapped, handed off to the running back. Cuts to the outside, is met by spins and breaks loose down the sideline, down 40, 35, 30, 20, and steps out of bounds right around the 25-yard line. And the Trojans on a 3rd and 14 once again break away down the sideline. And it would have been taken to the house had he not stepped out of bounds. So it'll be 1st and 10, and the Wildcats are just struggling to get that 3rd down stop. It has been the biggest issue defensively, and the run game continues to be a problem for this defense, they struggled last week against Beaverton, who ran it up the middle nonstop. So the first play, runs it up the middle, 10-5 touchdown Trojans. Trojans are just running the ball all over Evart right now. 28-21 Trojans, and a chance to make it a 2-possession lead if this 2-point conversion is successful. And a penalty on the field right now. Not quite sure what it is. Potentially another unsportsmanlike conduct, as the official is talking to Blake Root right now. And these officials aren't anybody to be messed around with here, as the coaches for Lake City try to figure out what's going on. Pretty much the entirety of the coaching staff out on the field right now. 8:40 to go here in the third.
Blowing the air horn, we need to not do that, or we're going to throw a flag on the home team.
So the You heard it there. Penalty on Lake City. The flag's still down on the ground. Ball will remain at the same spot. So a chance to go up 2 possessions here for Lake City. A big play coming up for the Everett's defense. Ball is snapped. A little bit of a reverse motion. He goes into the end zone and breaks the line. And it's 30-21. Trojans lead it here with 8:38 in the third. A lot of football left to be played. But Evart is going to have to try to figure it out defensively. So we'll step aside for about 60 seconds. When we come back, we'll have kickoff and Everett's offensive possession. You're listening to B1039.
Neptune's Ice Cream Shop in downtown Everett carries premium hand-dipped ice cream. With indoor seating, choose a single flavor or go wild for their waffle nachos or flights with 3 to 5 flavors of ice cream.
Is it possible to turn down the crowd mic a little more?
It's pretty much about as down as you can get. It's probably my headset mic, to be honest.
Tacos,
That picks up more than anything.
Downtown Everett, Neptune's
I don't
Ice Cream
really
Shop.
know what to do about that. You want me to turn my headset down?
Okay. We got 20. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back on B1039 here as the Evart Wildcats will try to find a way to get back on the scoring column. And the kick will have to be brought back even further after the penalty back during the extra point attempt. So 30-21, Trojans lead it, and Evart was going to have to try to come back yet again here in the second half. They did it last week against Beaverton, and they'll have to try to do it again here against their rival Lake City. Not as long of an extra weekend they have, as this kick is up, a bit of a shorter kick, and it'll be bounced out of bounds around the 35-yard line. So naturally the flag that, in my opinion, is kind of one of the more weirder flags in football is when the kickoff is kicked out of bounds. So we'll see what the decision is here. It looks like it's going to be a re-kick here. Evart. And they'll have to kick it back even further. They'll have to kick it from their own 20-yard line now is Lake City. Evart, the deepest returner right now, hovering right around the 35-yard line. So we'll try this again. The kick is up, and this time it should stay in bounds. Received by Rashid. He runs it to the right side, and he's got a lane. He cuts inside across the 45 and brought down right in front of the 40. And it's going to be 1st and 10, right around the 41, the Trojans 41, that is. And so great field position to start their first possession of the second half with 8:29 here to go in the third. As you can, it feels pretty quiet in here in relation to what it was earlier in the game. And now we'll see what this offense has in store for him in the second half. Saw the defense continue to struggle. Aiden Anderson in the shotgun formation. Snaps the ball, hands it off to his running back, cuts to the left, across the 35, down around the 30. And it'll be a 1st and 10 here at the 30. So first play, nice pickup of about 11 yards by the running back, Cameron Wales. So Anderson will snap the ball, hands it off to Wales again. Wales to the right side, across the 25, and brought down in between the 25 and 20. And another nice pickup there as they continue to run in the passing game. Maybe not as much of an option as you'd hope for if you're Ben Bryant, especially with this on and off misty like rain. Snaps the ball, runs it back up the middle, and is it enough to move the chains? There's a flag on the play on the side near the Lake City sideline. Lucas Johnson frustrated, and might be it's either going to be an unsportsmanlike or it's going to be a holding penalty. Or waiting the call from the officials, but either way, it's going to be on Evart. And still waiting the call here as they're discussing it across field here. And it looks like there's some confusion with the officials too. Nobody really knows what's going on right now. And well, it's the official who threw the flag is near the sideline, and well, he threw it. He should know what it is, it feels like. So still no call on the play, as it's just been a mess all night long. Evart, this is killing a big momentum drive for Evart. And it looks like it's going to be on Lake City. And it is, or maybe not. I don't know, they keep moving the ball back and forth. It's a little bit confusing. So it looks like they're gonna have the ball right where they got down. So that was confusing, I'm sure, for everybody in attendance, and even more so if you're listening. So second and short. Anderson snaps the ball, hands it off to the running back, who's met at the line, but he makes a last-minute lunge and should be enough for the first down. And it is 1st and 10 at about the 20-yard line. Cameron Swales has done a phenomenal job running the ball tonight. A offense that has been riddled with injuries, slowly starting to come back to health. It's nice to see for him. Anderson with a tight end in motion here as he shuffles to the left. Snaps it. Anderson will keep it as he runs to the left side. Across the 20, cuts to the right, and now he's got a lane as he tries to fight his way to the 15 and is pummeled by a group of Trojans there. Might have gotten to the 15, but I think it's going to be more so around the 17, 16-yard line. 6:50 to go here in the third quarter. 30-21, Trojans lead it. So it's a bit of a different look this time around for Anderson. Receiver to his left, two to his right, running back to his right, snaps the ball and hands it off to this running back. He runs it up the middle and gets brought down right around the 10-yard line. And it's going to be just short of another first down. So it'll be 3rd and 1 here for the Wildcats. I would just keep handing the ball off. Maybe give it to Anderson here. Snaps the ball. High snap again. And the running back is eaten up behind the line of scrimmage. There's been a ton of high snaps from the center tonight. A lot of it, I'm sure, because the grass, so there's not a whole lot of friction there. The ball is just kind of on its own slip and slide. So it's going to be 4th and 4 with 4:30 to go here in the third quarter. Anderson and the Wildcats are going for it. Snaps the ball. Anderson looking to his right. Throws it towards the end zone, and it's overthrown and incomplete. And Lake City comes up with another stop here on 4th down, and the Wildcats offense will head back to the bench. Interesting call there on 4th down. I don't hate the pass play, but with the way the ball's been coming out of the hands of Aiden Anderson tonight, and the way he's been moving the ball better with his legs, I would have maybe done like a quarterback keeper type of thing. He's been moving it well onto the outside or the inside part of the line. So 5:18, Trojans will take over, and a chance to put this game out of reach here in just the third. A chance to make it a 3-possession lead. They snap the ball. They'll hand it off to the running back who runs to the right side, and he gets tripped up by one of the defensive linemen. And it'll be 2nd and about 8. The mist is on and off. You can see it in the stadium lights tonight. The wind has died down significantly since the start of the game. But the wind really right now, not much of a factor. It's more so the wetness of the field. Evart needing a stop here on this drive. They'll hand it off, and he gets tripping up the running back who lunges forward and gets across the 20. So it'll be 3rd and about 4. As the clock continues to wind down here in the third quarter. Big play coming up. Evart desperately needing a stop here on 3rd down. Need to force a punt to try to pull within 1 point of the Trojans. Ball snapped, hands it off, and he's tackled, brought down right in front of the 25-yard line, and will be enough to move the chains for another Trojans first down. And that's been the difficult thing for this defense of Evart, is they have been able to, they've kind of been finding the way to stop this run, but it's when they get down to this 3rd and 4 or 5, they have just been falling just short. The Trojans have been able to lunge right across the goal line, or not goal line, but first down marker by inches. It's not by much. So, Robbie Roots with the handoff again. And this is brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of about 2. The Trojans trying to salt this game away. And if they can keep the ball moving down the line or down the field very slowly and meticulously, they could very well have the ball through halfway through the 4th quarter. Coming up on the 2:30 mark of the 3rd. Robbie Root puts his hand under the center, snaps the ball, hands it off again, runs it towards the right side, and is brought down right in front of the 30-yard line. So it should be a 3rd down here. And yet again, here we are. Evart needing a stop here. If you can try to score one before the end of the 3rd, you'll be sitting well as long as your defense can get another stop at some point during the 4th. But right now, Lake City trying to get another first down and continue to salt this game away. Snaps the ball, hands it off, up the middle, and is met and brought down just in front of the first down marker. Should be short by 2 or 3 yards. Now it's decision time for the Trojans. And I think you got to punt it. And that's ultimately what Evart was looking for here. And they're going to keep the punter on the sideline. They're going to go for it. A big play coming up, 4th and 2. The ball snapped. They do a goal line push, and did they get enough? And first down, Trojans. They cleared it by about a yard. Very nicely done. Robbie Root kept it, and he had about 3 running backs pushing him right behind him to get it. So now it's another first down as they are just milking the clock. This is reminding me a lot of the drive between the Michigan State-Iowa Big Ten Championship game where I believe it was Iowa who went the length of the field and it was almost over 12 minutes in that drive. This is what it's reminding me of. 30 seconds to go here in the third as the Trojans are in prime position to seal this victory here tonight. They toss it to the left side. They got an opening down across the 50, across the 40, 35, 30, 25, and brought down out of bounds. But there's a flag on the play. And this play, they're calling holding. And so an unfortunate play there mishap by the Trojans as this play is going to have to go all the way back. The unfortunate walk of shame. Then you have a big play and then it's just ripped out of your hands by a holding penalty. There's been a ton of those tonight. Everything's wet tonight, so grip is lacking, and well, that's when you start to see maybe things holding on a little too tight. So they'll march it back. It's going to be 2nd and 20. Here for the Trojans. Or excuse me, 1st and 20. The mark sign was 1 down behind. And Trojans are going to get one more snap off. And the officials aren't really paying attention, but that's the end of the third quarter. The Trojans 30, Wildcats 21. And this is a big quarter for Evart. They have a lot to do when we come back. We'll take a 60-second break. You're listening to Evart Wildcats football here on B1039.
Stop in to Northland Area Federal Credit Union in Evart, Reed City, or any of their 17 branches in northern Michigan to find great rates on many different financial products. While banks merge more often than you can keep track of and impose increased fees, Northland is a not-for-profit financial co-op committed to helping you save money. They specialize in small business growth and services. Check them out at northlandcu.com. Northland is federally insured by the NCUA.
It takes knowledge and expertise to drill well, and that's why folks around here trust Waldron Drilling, a 4th-generation family-owned business since the 1930s. Waldron Drilling can drill from 4-inch up to 24-inch wells, offering free estimates for new installations. Voted Osceola County's favorite well driller for the past 5 years. Quality, customer satisfaction, safety, and honest work. That's the Waldron way. Waldron Drilling of Evart. WaldronDrilling.com or call 231-734-5168.
Well, you're listening to Evart Wildcats football here on B1039. A fresh 12 is on the clock, and everybody will flip sides in the field. And we like to thank these sponsors here tonight that help us make this broadcast possible. Ice Mountain Spring Water, Big Rapids Roofing, AJ's Event Center, Waldron Well Drilling, Miller Liquidators and Store Fixtures, QB Propane, Ina Store, Dairy Whips, Sir Heating and Air Conditioning. If you'd like to be a game sponsor, contact your best friend Jen at 231-796-1103 to put your support for these football broadcasts. As is what's left of the student section tries to say pumped up. And this rain-ridden game as the ball is snapped and handed off, and it ran up the middle and brought down right around the 33 yard line. And for the Trojans, they have the ball on the 31 yard line. And if they can get this first down, it's 3rd and 13, so a long way to go. But if they can get this first down, I mean, it's the chances for Evart coming back into this one are going to get very slim. So Evart desperately needing a stop here, and they've got a good chance to do so. Try not to make the same mistake they did last time in this situation. Ball is snapped, handed off. They're going to run it on the outside. Cross the 30, cross the 35, but brought down. And they're going to get stopped. They get it to about 4th and 10. And another flag on the play. We'll see what the call is this time around. And it's going to be a holding on Lake City. And we'll see if they decline it or if they're going to accept it. I would decline it here. That way it's 4th down. And they're declining it. That's what Ben Bryant is making a big hand motion about. So 4th and 10. Is Lake City going to go for it again, or are they going to punt it? Clock continuing to wind down, although I believe it should be stopped. As there's some confusion going on right now. And now you can hear it from all the way up in the box. The coaching staff for Evart is yelling about the clock. There was about a minute worth of play that wound down. And Ben Bryant just frustrated. This officiating crew has really been all over the place tonight. It just felt like they haven't really been knowing what they were doing. And, you know, not to constantly criticize officiating crews. What they do isn't easy. I've done it myself, different sport, but I've done it myself at the high school level. And they got to deal with a lot of things, and especially the crew of 4. You got to, or crew of 5, excuse me, you got to be all on the same page. And right now it just feels like they aren't on the same page. And I think that's what a lot of the officiating crew, or excuse me, the coaching staff, really on both sides, are just frustrated with. And now you hear the sarcastic chants from the crowd about, hey, let's just play some football. I'm sure they'd like to as well. As now we're going to get another officiating huddle here. As they're just trying to get it right. 10:48 right now. Could change here in the 4th quarter. 4th and about 13 for Lake City. 30-21 is our score as the Trojans are trying to seal this, their first victory of the season. Move to 500, send Evart to 500 as well. The officials still congregating on the field. It has been a long night for everybody in attendance tonight. Cold, rainy, windy, recipe for not fun. Usually you expect this football weather in October. You don't expect this in September. Last week was perfect weather. It was about 70 degrees and clear skies all week, or all game long. Now the officials say we're ready to go, but the Lake City coaching staff, all the coaches are around the 30-yard line right now, giving the head referee a piece of their mind. I'm sure they're just trying to figure out what's going on. And it is just becoming one of these, hey, let's just play some football here. Again, 10:48 as of right now. Could change. Ben Bryant pacing back and forth between the 45 and 35-yard line. Now the sarcastic crowd cheers are starting to wind up, and the discussion between head coach Kyle Smith and the officiating crew continue to go on. And now we're ready to go. We'll see if Lake City goes for it or if they punt it away. Looks like they're going to punt it away. It'll be Tristan Silvers on the punt. Bryson DeSheen back deep to return. The punt is up. Great punt, spiral punt right at DeSheen. He receives it, and he'll run it up across the 45 to the left side and brought down in front of the 50. And it'll be 1st and 10 at about the 48 in a pivotal drive here for Evart. If they can't score here, well, their chances likely go to 0, as they need to pull within at least 1 here. So we'll see if they go back to the pass game. It hasn't rained here in about 15, 20 minutes. So Aiden Anderson in the shotgun all by himself. 2 receivers on each side. Anderson has a receiver motioning to the right. Hands it off to that receiver who cuts up towards the middle and gets to about the 50 for a short gain of 2. 10:30 to go here in the game. They got to start thinking about some deeper, bigger plays. Ball at 50 yards to the goal line. Long way to go. 2nd and 8. Anderson trying to lead the Wildcats to another comeback victory. Snaps the ball. He's looking to his right. He throws down the right sideline. Got a man open, and it's dropped. Bryson DeSheen was wide open and fell off the tip of his hands, and that would have pulled the Wildcats within 1 possession. And what a beautiful throw by Aiden Anderson down the right side. Maybe just a titch, too much power, but really, you can't ask for a better play drawn up than that. Vanderland had absolutely cooked the defender. So Lucas Johnson will swap places with him. Anderson with a running back beside them, 2 receivers on each side. Snaps the ball. Looking to his left on a pass, and has got a man and is caught and chucked out of bounds, or checked out of bounds rather. And it'll be 4th down for the Wildcats. It's the same situation as last time. 4th and 4. What do you do here? I would maybe have Anderson on a scramble. Tight end in motion here as he moves to his left. Anderson. And we're going to get a timeout here by Evart. We will also take a timeout. 9:26 to go here in the game. Trojans lead at 30-21. 4th and 4 when we come back. You're listening to WBZX Big Rapids.
Looking for a heating and air conditioning service that keeps your home comfortable? Introducing Sir Heating and Air Conditioning in Remus, where we pride ourselves on having the cutest servicemen and women with the best butts in town. Ooh! Oops, did I just say that? Now that I got your attention. Our team of experts is here to keep your home cozy and cool. So why settle for ordinary when you can have extraordinary? Call 989-598-0534 to schedule your service today and experience the difference with Sir Heating and Air Conditioning in Remus. That's 989-598-0534. Don't wait, because comfort never looked so good. Sir Heating and Air Conditioning, where comfort meets cuteness.
Welcome back here on B103.9, 30-21. Trojans lead it in a critical 4th and 4 with 9:26 to go here for the Wildcats. This is make or break. If they don't get this, their chances of coming back in this game are very, very unlikely. 4 wide receivers, 3 of them to his right. Anderson snaps the ball. He's looking to his right. Throws the ball right, and its ball is dropped, and that's turnover on downs. They had a wide open receiver in Brendan Magnuson. He turned around and the ball fell just short and he couldn't catch it. So now it is up to the defense to get a quick stop here. Evart with only 2 timeouts remaining, and that was an unfortunate way of 3 and out for Evart. They had a wide open Vanderland down the right sideline, and the ball fell off the tip of his hand. So now Trojans, all they need to do is just milk the rest of this clock out, and they'll seal their first victory of this 2024 season. Trojans the only ones to break the scoreboard here tonight, or excuse me, in the second half rather. They hand the ball off. He bounces out to the left side and is brought down around the 47-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 7 as the clock winds its way down to about 9 minutes remaining. Lake City fixing whatever the issue was last week. New offense, first game, a lot of things going on. You saw it with Evart. They had their jitters as well. To get shut up by Hart and now to really own the line of scrimmage here tonight has been a big key for the Trojans. Ball snapped. And they'll fake it, hand it off, and cross the 50 and brought down right in front of the first down line. And it is 3rd and short. And this first down is huge for Lake City because it could be the difference between a win and potentially not one if Evart was to. Evart really needs this stop, and then they're going to need a 3 and out on the next drive if they were to score. But a lot has to go right at this point in the game. So the play comes into the huddle. Everybody breaks to the line. Robbie Root has done a nice job, and now we're getting whistled. Timeout, Lake City. And we will also take one. A 60-second break. We come back. We'll have the ball 2nd and 2. You're listening to B1039.
Let nothing stand between you and a tree stand with a fast, durable Kubota sidekick. Featuring a gas-powered engine that delivers a top speed of 40 miles per hour, best-in-class acceleration and handling of cargo, and the strength to haul what needs hauling. All backed by a 2-year, 1,000-hour warranty. Get ready for hunting season with the Kubota sidekick. Visit your local Kubota dealer today. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by the Ina store, your Cadillac area Kubota dealer in beautiful downtown Ina.
Hi, I'm Michaela.
And I'm Lauren.
And we're with Big Rapids Roofing, where roofing meets community.
Get ahead of the weather and be prepared for winter.
Don't wait until it's too late. Call us today to book your free estimate appointment.
Whether it's roofing, siding, windows, doors, or gutters,
10
Big
seconds.
Rapids Roofing has got you covered.
Call us today at 231-629-8058.
5, 4,
Don't wait.
3,
Call us today at 231-629-8088.
Welcome back here on B1039. It'll be 3rd and about 2 on the Wildcats 47. Lake City trying to seal the victory here with 7:41 to go. Not a whole lot of rain in this second half. And now Robbie Root with a big play here to potentially seal this win as they hand it off, and Matt behind the line and tackled for a big loss of about 8. And that fired up this defensive line for the Wildcats. And what a big stop and what could potentially be a late game comeback for the Wildcats. It's going to be 4th and long now. They're actually going to mark them down at the 50. So it'll be 4th and 5. And it's decision time now for the Trojans. Do you go for it or do you punt away? And it looks like Robbie Root's coming off the field and the punt team's coming on. So potentially, if you can If you can get a big return here, potentially a score, that might save you. It's going to be Noah Vanderlyn back deep to return. Ball snap. Punt is up and away. Great punt. Vanderlyn bobbles it, drops it, and breaks off a tackle. He's running towards the right side, down the sideline, breaks another one across the 20, and pushed out of bounds around the 24. And 6:39 to go. They're going to have to work very quickly here. Maybe you can get another deep shot opportunity here, and maybe this time catch it for a touchdown. That would be perfect for Evart. So 6:39, 1st and 10 on the 25. Anderson with a receiver in motion to the right. He's looking left. He throws down towards the middle, and it's dropped and almost picked off by the Trojans. Oh, what a dangerous throw by Aiden Anderson. Logan Stanley dropped the ball, had the gloves on too. And that would have almost certainly sealed the victory for Lake City. So they get a mulligan there. It'll be 2nd and 10. Anderson snaps the ball, hands it off to his running back, who is met instantly and tackled for a loss of about 3. So it'll be 3rd and long. And interesting to go for the run here. So Evart on 3rd and 10. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Anderson trying to work some magic. Snaps the ball, looking to his left. Throws deep down the left side. Has a man, and it's tipped off his hands and out of bounds, incomplete. And here comes 4th and 10. And presumably the last play for the offense tonight. And last night, they were really connecting with these deep shots. Tonight, they have not been able to connect. Perhaps maybe the mental game where things became the issue. Aiden Anderson, same look again. They're going to have to get 10 yards on this play. Trips to the left, and now we're going to get a timeout to make sure they get the right play on Evart. They got 1 remaining. We're going to step aside for 60 seconds. You're listening to Wildcats football here on BE 1039.
Yep, I bet they could do that. RCB Contracting. From septic systems to professional excavating services, both residential and commercial, RCB Contracting is local. RCB Contracting is reliable. RCB Contracting is dependable. RCB Contracting supports local Evart athletics and wants to wish the Wildcats the best of luck in tonight's game. Teamwork makes the dream work. Call 231-846-0800. RCB Contracting, your excavating pros and winter plow experts.
Transform your space with Extremely Clean, your go-to for impeccable interior room painting projects. Schedule your room before the fall rush with a keen eye for detail and a commitment to excellence. The team at Extremely Clean will bring your vision to life. Don't miss the opportunity for a fresh, vibrant new look. Call 231-408-5943 to schedule your quote today. Extremely Clean, where you say it, we spray it.
Worth Landscaping, a second-generation business, has been a proud supporter of Evart Public Schools and all Evart athletics for more than 25 years.
20
Worth
seconds.
Landscaping specializes in irrigation systems, landscape design, hardscapes, hydroseeding, lawn care, to commercial snow and ice removal in the winter. Contact Josh Worth
10 seconds.
31349-5693 or Tyler Worth 231-629-5150. It'll be Worth the call. Worth Landscaping.
5:53 play, throw down the right side. It's stuffed. Is it enough to get the first down? And looks like it is, but there's a flag on the play. And this could be looks like it's going to be on Evart. The Trojans are fired up on the play. And it has just been a frustrating night for the Wildcats. Lucas Johnson potentially getting a little too handsy on the play. Might have to repeat 4th down here. We'll see though. Still waiting the official call from the officials. Everett's not marching down the field, so it's looking like it's going to be and they're going to call it incomplete, and that's going to be Lake City ball. Now all Lake City has to do is just drain the remaining 5:46. Ben Bryant frustrated right now as he's looking for some sort of explanation. And now Ben Bryant out near almost half field. He is trying to make his voice heard. He's asking for the officials, and the officials just taking their sweet time on getting over there. And there's just been a lot of issues with the officials. It's been an all night long thing, really on both sides. It's not just Evart. As now Lake City is ready to go, and Ben Bryant fired up. His headset's off, and he is continuing to just be in the ear of the officials. And as this night has just not gone the way that anybody had hoped. That's wearing blue and gold. So 5:46, 30-21, and a chance for Lake City to finish this game out and secure their first victory of the 2024 season. Ball snapped, tossed to the left side, cut across the 20, across the 15, 10, 5, and brought down around the 3-yard line. And there's another flag. This time looks like it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct, most likely. The running back for Lake City getting very chippy. Logan Stanley, there was a couple headbutts there. And just what a gloomy night for both sides. One that has just felt never ending. As it looks like it's going to be against Lake City, so they're going to march way back. And now we're getting another conference between the officials. I don't know. I guess I underestimate how many times they got to meet to call these penalties, but they're going to go from potentially having the ball around the 3, and now they have to go and set up shop around the, well, we'll see, but it's going to be around the 40-yard line. As they're still continuing to mark it off, and Lake City is going to have the ball on the 48-yard line. So it's going to be first and forever. And by forever, I mean forever. It has been a sloppy game all around. I think it's about 1st and 30 officially. So Lake City gets ready to go, snaps the ball, hands it off to the running back, goes up the middle, brings it across the 45 and brought down in front of the 40. It'll be 2nd down now, 2nd and still very long. 2nd and 35 to be exact. A costly penalty by Lake City. I'm sure they'll hear about that one in practice on Monday. The clock continues to wind down here. The crowd is thinned out, and they're all looking like they're ready to go as soon as this game is over. 5 minutes to go here in the game. 30-21. Lake City trying to finish it out. Snaps the ball, hands it off to the running back, and goes to the left side and brought down in front of the 40. And we got some more pushing and shoving. No penalty this time, though. This rivalry is big, and now we got a down Evart player who gets up very slowly. It was Cody McCoy who was slow to get up. Looks like he's going to come out of this. Actually, no, he'll stay in. He started to jog that way. So 3rd and 35. As Robbie Root continues to try to milk the clock here. Snaps the ball. He'll hand it off, and he is stuffed after a nice carry of about 6 or 7. Under 4 to go here in the game. The crowd is starting to recognize the situation a little bit more, realizing they're on their way to their first victory of the season. As if they can continue to run the ball as well as they did tonight, maybe sprinkle in a couple more passes, then this Lake City team could be very scary to deal with. As this punt is out and away, and it's dropped, and Everett's just going to watch it as they'll touch it, and then it's going to be 1st and 10 with 3:12 to go. Evart still a slight chance, but it is very unlikely at this point. They're going to have to get a quick touchdown here. Still only one timeout that the Wildcats have left. So here we go. Anderson trips left. One receiver out to the right. Snaps the ball. Screen play. And they got a man deep. He's wide open. Caught. 40, 35, 30. Still not down at the 25. They do a fake wheel type of route where they threw it out to the left. It was behind the line of scrimmage. And a deep pass catches Lake City napping. And now 1st and 10 with 3:02 to go on the 25. Anderson. And now we're going to get a timeout here, potentially. And Anderson frustrated as he had some tempo with him. Not quite sure. That was kind of an unnecessary whistle, it felt like. It really killed all momentum now. So the clock ticking now, 3 to go. Anderson. Receiver in motion to the right. Snaps it, looks to the right. Got a man over the middle, and it's picked off. Lake City running it across the 25, tripped up and down, and man, oh man. It has just been that kind of night for Evart tonight. Maybe a bit of hope there towards the end. Aiden Anderson with a costly pick as they try to run a slant play. And tipped off the fingers of the Wildcats, and this time the Trojans came up with the catch, and man, that's hard. You gotta feel it. You gotta be feeling it for Aiden Anderson here tonight. It's just been a rough night, and this defense has been struggling as well. Everett's offense on the verge of getting shut out here in the second half. Lake City hands it off. They run it towards the right side. Got an opening and brought down right across the 35. As we approach 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Well, remember, you can hear the game live on 103.9 FM or online at B103 1059bigrapids.com. At the bottom of the page, and click Wildcat, and, well, you can tune into the game on YouTube. And we're going to get Everett's final timeout. We're also going to take 60 seconds ourselves. You're listening to Wildcats football here on B1039.
Your hometown, family-owned propane company, 60. QB Propane, would like to thank their customers for supporting them for several years. Sacrifice, resilience, and teamwork are all part of what makes tonight's Evart High School football game so exciting. Supporting local first is what QB Propane is known for. Propane by the tank or prompt service and delivery. Call QB Propane to find out more or to set up service. 989-544-2188. QB Propane.
Your friends at Lang Mechanical join all of us in hoping for an Evart football victory. If you want your heating and cooling system to be a winner all year long, get in touch with Lang Mechanical, day or night. 231-388-0632. And go Wild.
We're ready to cut it back now.
Go.
2:34 to go, 30-21. Second and second here for the Trojans, and no more timeouts remaining for Evart. Now you're just looking for a couple of big stops, and, well, if it's any bit of a confidence booster, it's these two plays right here. Ball snapped, handed off, and they broke through that line, but it's not enough as it's brought across the 40 and brought down. 1st and 10 here for the Trojans, and the clock winding down now. Well, not officially on the scoreboard, but realistically it's supposed to be. It has been a long game for both of these teams. Not a whole lot of offense. It's been a very defensive affair here in the second half. A lot of penalties, a lot of disagreements with the officiating crew. 2 minutes ago, Lake City with a 30-21 lead. Snaps the ball, hands it off. You got a hole on the right side, but brought down with a gain of about 2. And now things are starting to get even more chippier between these two teams. Seeing a lot of people trying to get potentially those unsportsmanlike conduct type plays. 1:30 to go. Couple more plays and this ball game should be over. Robbie Root comes to the line, sets his hand underneath the center. Snaps the ball. Well, hand it off, and they got a man up the middle across the 40, 35, 30. He is gone. 20, 10, 5, touchdown Lake City. And that's been the story of the game for Lake City and this Evart defense. It's been 3 breakaway touchdowns to the houses, and, well, the Trojans are going to get their first win in over 4 matchups as they now lead 36-21. And Evart will have the ball with about a minute. And, you know, Ben Bryant talked about the new offense, and potentially that was their struggles last week. But tonight, they have looked like they've been running this same offense for over 20 years. So they'll go for 2 here. Robbie Root snaps the ball, tosses it to the left side, and he will break the goal line, and it's good. 38-21. And the Trojans will take tonight's game. Evart, still a minute left, but Lake City did enough to prevail. An offense for Evart that is pretty lethal. You almost got to wonder if it didn't rain, if the weather wasn't an impact tonight, what would this game have been like? I bet you it would have been close. I bet you it would be playing down to the final seconds, just like we did there in the second half when Lake City threw a touchdown with time expiring. That was really what kind of felt like the dagger of the first half of frustration for Evart as they line up for the kick. 2 touchdowns here in the second half. Nothing for Evart here in the second half. And, well, potentially that's what you're working on here this drive. Maybe build some confidence heading into next week. That's the big thing. Both of these squads will move to 1-1 on the year. Next week, Evart will start the first of 2 in a row at home as they'll welcome Roscommon for another conference matchup. And then the week after, it'll be Pine River. So the kickoff is up, and it's a little bit of a lower kick. Fielded, bobbled actually. Vanderlyn will bring it up across the middle. Has got an opening across the 45, 50, 40, across the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Wildcats! To the house. I don't think it's enough to be able to come back, but man, you were hoping for one of those maybe earlier in the game, but still impressive as he found a highway. And it's 38-27 with 46 seconds to go. Man, it has been a very interesting game to say the least. You've had officiating discrepancies. You've had a lot of weird offensive things that normally don't happen with Evart football. You've had defensive issues with the rush that has continued into this week. It wasn't just a this week thing, it was a last week thing. Rashid's kick, bobbled, and they'll have to go for 2. Aiden Anderson will try to throw the ball away, and it's dropped and incomplete. So a snap to Aiden Anderson was too high and bobbled and dropped, and so 38-27, 46 seconds to go, and man, this game prolonging here late into the night. A rain-riddled game. And Evart gonna have a lot to work on this week. You talked about with Ben Bryant during the pregame show about the dedication his boys have, wanting to come in on Labor Day, knowing how pivotal it is to have those practices, as Evart will try to go for the onside kick here. Only if they get a touchdown here, or if they can cover the onside kick and get a quick touchdown, you maybe have a chance. Weirder things have happened in college, or not college, but high school football. So the Trojans will bunch everybody up between the 50 and 40-yard line. And the onside is squibbed, a nice bounce, they'll fall on it. And that should be it, as Lake City should just have to kneel it twice, and they'll lock up their first win. So the passing game not really there tonight. They've had a couple of good looks, they just couldn't reel it in. And, well, the run game was pretty much the only source of offense for Evart. They'll be didn't get shut out here in the second half. Almost did, but it was a to-the-house touchdown for the return team. So next week, they'll be back home. See if they can get back on the right track against Roscommon. Roscommon starting their season out 1-0 last week. They're in Oscoda tonight, or excuse me, Beale City tonight. And there's the kneel down as the clock ticks down. Well, we thank you for tuning in tonight on our second broadcast of Evart High School football. We'll be back here again tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but next Friday, 7 p.m., Roscommon in Evart. And they'll just kneel down with no defense in front of them. And that'll do it. As the final 10 seconds will click off, Lake City stealing a victory away from their rival, winning 38-27 in front of their new offense. And that'll do it for us here in Lake City. Once again, I am Jackson Hayden, and you have been listening to Evart Wildcats football here on B1039.
Hometown store fixtures.
Do you want to come back and say goodbye?
No, that was it.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Good work tonight.
On-site store liquidations. They have store fixtures like used Lozier shelving, true self-contained coolers and freezers, and they provide delivery and installation.